what does it mean to you personally and as the manager of Lincoln United to not just get promotion into step four, champions, promotion, and to win the league for the United Counties Premier Division
It
North?
means everything. The chats we had in the summer before we took the job was pretty clear. What he does to come in, what he does to get promoted. Um, we jumped at the chance, obviously, to join the club, and that was the main goal was to get promoted. And we had a lot of meetings and stuff and chats, and the main outcome from it all was, look, don't worry about other competitions, just focus on the league, because I think that's probably what let them down the previous year. So it was like, yeah. Obviously, it comes to the cup games, you still want to win them. But I mean, we made a lot of changes throughout the cup games, and we've obviously done all right in the cups as well. So yeah, it's been an unbelievable season. Obviously, getting a double. Saturday was a little bit disappointing, I guess, with the Champions of Champions thing, but we made like a lot of rotation, give lads minutes, maybe haven't had a lot of minutes, and obviously still got another cup final. So yeah, I mean, it's 30 years since Lincoln United won a league. So I mean that's obviously an achievement in itself, and I think probably the way we've done it to go 20 league games unbeaten. I think that I think if someone says to you you're going to go 20 league games unbeaten, the chances are you're going to be up there or thereabouts. So I think that makes it obviously an added bonus. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure it's 100% sank in yet. I think it probably will once maybe get this cup final out of the way, and then we can like probably look back and think like what we've actually achieved. But yeah, no, I'd say it's nerve wracking a lot of the time this season, but to get over the line the way we did, yeah, it was pleasing. Just wish it was a couple of weeks before.
Yeah, I'm sure it was nervy, but as you say, it was an amazing moment to, as you say, get that league title after 30 years, and the way it happened, I'm sure wasn't the easiest to kind of watch either, because obviously, but the 0-0 draw, and then obviously 30 years wait, but to see Darren Dye's title win, and then to see Elliot do it
Yeah.
as well, was that obviously I can imagine that must have been quite special for Elliot as well.
Yeah, I think it will a bit. To be fair, I didn't know about it until I think it got posted on social media. So yeah, it's an added extra to it, I guess. His dad comes and watches all the games. At the start of the season, we was doing goal celebrations, and I think Elliot had pulled out that every time he scored, he has to go cuddle a fan. So he used to always run over and cuddle his dad. So yeah, it means a lot. My dad comes and watches every game, and he has done throughout my playing career, management career. So during at the end of the game when we won the league, I went and give my dad a cuddle. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't happen very often. We're not really like that. So yeah, I think it's obviously it's an added extra. It's a special moment to share with those people. So yeah, it's been a long wait. I didn't realise it was 30 years again until I think after we'd won it, or like the day before we won it. So the day we actually won it, it was probably the least enjoyable game I think I've been involved in. It was maybe the last, I don't know, last few seconds. I think when we had the ball in their corner, I was thinking, oh, it's gonna blow in a minute, and that's when we enjoyed it. But before then, we knew obviously the results, what was going on around us, and we knew just didn't need to concede. We didn't really need to score. We did have a penalty, and that penalty was missed. That would have give us a little bit of a comfort blanket. But yeah, it was just more just don't concede and just let the time drift away. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say it'd be nice to win the game. I think it'd have felt a little bit different, but I think more as much as it was all exciting, I think it was more of a relief than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I can imagine. And yeah, obviously you said about sort of, celebrating the moment with your loved ones and with your friends and family. And it's interesting actually with just on Sunday, Liverpool winning the Premier League, you saw a lot of that as well. These moments don't come around always too often. So you want to celebrate them with the people that mean the most to you, don't they?
Well, that's the thing is like a lot of people probably look from the outside and think, well, do you want me to play playing football? They're doing something they want to do. Do you want me to get paid for it, etc. But people I don't think realise the time and effort you have to put in as well. Like, do you know what I mean? This league wasn't the travel wasn't too bad, but like when we go to step four, chances are we'll probably have to do like a trip to Newcastle midweek, and there'd be lads what's working from maybe 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, having to finish work early, then go to football, not get until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then when you've played football, you struggle to sleep after. Do you know, when you manage like part of the management team, manager, or whatever, you still struggle to sleep after because Do you know what I mean? It's like you're either high from winning or you're low thinking, oh, what could we have done better? So yeah, I don't think people see what goes in from the outside and what people actually have to do and to deal with. And obviously that affects family members. If you've got a missus or wife, kids, do you know, it affects them, it affects you seeing them. And Elliot's dad travels quite a bit around, watches him play, and I'm sure there's other parents, I mean, we see regularly at games. So yeah, it means everything, and I'm sure parents, family members were just as excited as what we are. And I think that probably showed after the game at Skegness. Do you know what I mean? There was quite a decent crowd there, decent following from us, and it was nice to celebrate with them at the end.
So looking ahead to Peterborough, what have you said to the players to motivate them to try and bounce back from defeat last time?
We haven't said anything like that because again, I just, you know, last year's gone. It's been and gone. Just like we won't wallow in the success of some of the good times we had. It's been and gone. It's continuing to build what we're trying to build at the club, who we are, our identity, our brand, the resilience, the toughness. You know, massively pride ourselves on not conceding goals, not losing games, always being in games. And Saturday will be the same kind of things we're trying to do. I think we've shown this year we're a lot more attacking. We've scored a lot of goals from around the team as well, so our numbers are pretty good. So it's not about overturning last year, or I know you haven't used the word revenge, but it's just another game of football against an outstanding team, an outstanding manager with some really good individuals.
Absolutely. And how pleasing is it to see goals spread throughout the squad as well, with the recent injuries in the striker department as well?
So the first part of your question, huge, because we really struggled with that last year, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist, but it's something I jumped on pretty quickly and identified, and we put back to the team. So this year it was really, really pleasing to see those numbers being shared out, particularly when I look at the lads at the back who've got the ability to score set pieces. It was really important we had wing backs who could add to that, and then also the new guys that have come in have added to that in numbers, people coming on. I think all around the pitch there's been a shift in where goals come from, how they come, and everybody playing their part, particularly around subs. Last year we didn't really have impact from our subs, and that's not at any one individual throughout the team. I think up until we played Charlton in, I'm going to guess it was around March. Put that one on you, Michael. I know you're not looking at me.
Yeah, something like that.
We'd only scored one goal after 70 minutes, and it was not something I ever thought about going into it. I never got to 70 minutes and thought, bugger, we're not going to score a goal. By the end of the season we fixed that, and very, very quickly this year we'd already amounted to a number of goals. So I think there's been a huge shift in where our goals come from, the times they come from, and the players. And when I look at other teams who are struggling in our league to score goals, it's pretty evident that they're not sharing them throughout the team.
Sure. And then could you tell us about how Hakeeb Adelakan has grown into his role as forward as well?
He's an incredible guy, so humble it's untrue, and you know, I get on really, really well with Hacks, but he's well within his rights to be potentially peed off for me, even though I haven't done anything wrong. But he's just come in and trained from day one, worked hard from the first day, ultimate professional. He's got undoubted ability. If you look at his career and his stats and making his debut so young, and the moves he had, we just had a conversation early last year which hadn't really changed. He deserves a huge amount of credit and plaudits for how he's conducted himself. And I don't say that loosely because that's the minimum you should do anyway, but I've had periods in my career as a player where it wasn't particularly nice when I wasn't playing, but he's just a huge... I said to him, look, I don't have any daughters, but if I had a daughter and she came home with you, I'd be really happy.
We're here at the LNER Stadium as Lincoln City take on Burton Albion, looking to move up to 10th spot in the league. They're currently in 11th. Burton Albion looking to avoid relegation in 21st. Let's see. Further match coverage to follow.
Hi Adam, great to see you. So going to the Western Home Stadium on Saturday, obviously your last victory away to Peterborough was in 2006, so how much will that record motivate you to win at the weekend, do you think?
I don't think lads look at that record particularly. I think like Mike was saying there, a lot of it might come from last year, but at the end of the day every game we go in knowing we can win. So if we do the stuff right Thursday, Friday this week and build it up right, I think we know we've got a chance of winning.
Absolutely. And how would you rate your own recent performances at centre-back?
Yeah, quite steady. Bit annoyed, missed a few games with here and there, little things like a bug and etc. But I think when I played, I've done okay. Yeah, okay.
Great. And then obviously with a busy schedule this October, in terms of the fixture list. So what has Mark said to you and the squad to help keep you motivated and fresh for the schedule?
To be honest, I don't think there's a lot you say. I think as players, just quite enjoy the schedule because it's a lot of like play and then just ready to play again. Just keep a bit of rhythm, get a bit of momentum. So I don't think there's a lot you have to say. Just keep coming in and just try to grind them out.
They play better the first half. We play better in the second half, and we dominate. But then the last 5 minutes, they have like 3-4 corner. I think it's okay. The result for both teams. Obviously, we want more because we play at home. We want to win. We need to continue. It's a long way, and it's just 5 games in the league. We need to continue to improve. Don't concede the first 10 minutes, and keep going like the mentally in the second half.
The Sophie's Journey Indoor Christmas Market is an event which has run since 2016. Sophie's Journey was set up in memory of organiser Stacey Southwell and her partner Ben Robinson's daughter Sophie, who passed away at the age of 12 after a battle with a cancerous brain tumour called medulloblastoma. Roberto was there to talk to some of the stallholders who were part of the indoor market, which took place at 1NK Moor Lane in North Hycombe, boosting local companies in Lincoln and Lincolnshire. With the absence of the Lincoln Christmas Market this year, the indoor Christmas market took a role in the spotlight. Here is one of the day's stallholders, Julie Laurie for Daisy's Ducks.
I belong to a group of crafters called Lincoln Makers Market, and we did the Christmas market at the bottom of Steep Hill in St Martin's Square. So we're all handcrafters. We sell what we make. Nothing's bought in. But this year we're only having a 2-day event, which would be our normal market. So in terms of what we make will be drastically reduced. I feel sorry for the businesses on Steep Hill and throughout the city, restaurants, hotels, they're all going to feel impacted, and I really think that it should be looked at for next year to do something, expand it throughout the city, make it a couple of weekends. It's more about the feeling than the spending.
Here is another of the day's stallholders, Margaret Atkins, on behalf of From the Sea.
I've done quite a few markets this Christmas and I've got another 2 to go, and it looks like this is a very well supported event, which is wonderful really, for such a good cause. This is my first time here at this market. A lot of feedback and ideas are passed word of mouth from crafter to crafter, which is it's a good little network that goes on. We all speak to each other. I've only been in Lincolnshire for 4 years, and of course 2 of that was the lockdown, so it's pretty new, but I'm just about to finish up now because I've already retired once and my business has taken on a life of its own, so I've decided that I'm moving on again. The main reason for me for applying for this one was the service that they provide for the children with cancer and the holidays. I believe it was an absolutely enormous market, but there's lots of other little markets popping up, and this seems to be a well-supported event.
Here is Roberto's interview with Stacey Southwell, the mother of daughter Sophie, who passed away from medulloblastoma in 2016 and is the inspiration behind Sophie's Journey, who organised the indoor Christmas market in North Hycombe.
First one we ever did was back in 2016. Our daughter passed away, and that's the reason why obviously we set the whole charity up, which was in memory of our daughter. And as the years have gone on, we've had to go from a small venue to a big venue, and here we are 8 years later, and it's bigger than ever. Support that we have through the community is absolutely amazing, so we are grateful for that. So the main goal is obviously to support the small businesses that we do. Lots of the businesses are only small local businesses, so they're bringing their products along to showcase, to try and bring an income for them guys as well. And then of course the main reason is for the awareness of our charity, of what we do, which is Sophie's Journey, and we provide free holidays for children with cancer in Lincolnshire.
1 in 2 people in our lifetime will get cancer, and I think ultimately providing that really nice escape for some people, I think it's a very hard-hitting fact, but cancer is very, very difficult to deal with, and a lot of people are affected by it. So to have that way of trying to make things easier for people and trying to help people's lives. I think it's a really nice touch from the charity.
I think with us, with the charity, we've always been a community-based, we get a lot of support from the community. And obviously the Lincoln Christmas Market, I mean, myself, I'm absolutely gutted that it's not running because I love it. I remember it from a child. I've always gone. So we're just hoping that we can give the support to the stall holders that are obviously missing out from the Lincoln Christmas Market this year, and hopefully that we can support them in a way that the Lincoln Christmas Market did. All of the stall holders are Lincolnshire or Lincoln based, and we have based it just on local stall holders. So every stall holder in the building on that day, they are Lincoln or Lincolnshire only. There's nobody from outside of the area. We're a Lincolnshire charity as well, and we have so much support with Sophie. Again, this is our way of giving back to Lincolnshire again. It's just helping them businesses, create an income for their family, but also the stuff that they sell on their stalls have been very specific as in, price-wise, try not price them too much because everybody is struggling at the moment, and lots of stall holders have agreed, no, my prices are low, we're going to keep them low so it can help, other people that can't afford a lot.
Congratulations for being crowned champions of the East Midlands Women Regional Premier Division. Just how much does promotion into the 4th tier mean for the club?
Oh, absolutely everything. It's been a few years coming, to be honest. The recent years, 2 or 3 years, we've come second, third, or just literally missed out on goal difference or 1 point. So it really has been coming. And this year, we've just, Chris and I recruited during the summer 7 or 8 new players. We brought in some more experienced players, girls that have played at Tier 4 already. And just brought so much more consistency to our game. And the girls absolutely fully deserve it. The club fully deserve it. Everyone fully committed this season. And we've come out tops and are really flying on top as well.
To win it 6-0 as well, to clinch it in that way against Chesterfield and at home as well, is that the perfect way of wrapping up the title?
Yeah, I mean, it literally was, to be honest. I mean, we played Chesterfield just the Sunday prior, and we were scintillating there, really were. And we won 6-1, and we sort of knew that we had knocked Chesterfield out of the title chase then. And then obviously we knew we had to beat them at our place, which was really the icing on the cake. And to be honest, Chris and I thought we were confident we were going to win, but we didn't think we would be able to replicate anything like we played at their place. And in the first half, we really were so impressive. I mean, we could have had 6 or 7 at half time, to be honest. Second half was a little bit more lacklustre as such, but I think it was kind of to be expected because I think the girls knew at 4-0 at half time that was it, they'd won it, and we knew that as well, and we probably shouldn't have stepped our foot off the gas, but the girls did, and Chris and I did, to be honest, and we were kind of sort of celebrating at half time a little tiny bit. But yeah, I mean, in front of a home crowd, in front of our home fans, with lots of the juniors there, we couldn't have asked for anything more.
In terms of going into next season then, into the 4th tier, how much are you relishing that challenge, and also how do you feel that you can kind of cope with that challenge?
Absolutely can cope with it, without a shadow of a doubt. We've got lots of girls that have played at that level already within the squad, like multiple players. We're talking sort of 7 or 8 of our girls that have played at that level already, and we've got lots of others that I know have got more than capability of playing at that level. I think Chris and I will need to look at player retention. We'll also have to look at adding to the squad as well. It's going to be fundamental, and obviously Chris and I will need to ourselves sort of sit down with the board and discuss like what the plans are for the future as well. But for us right now, obviously we're looking just to finish this season on absolute high, and get the girls in the best possible state and condition, and get the club at the most possible ready state as it can for next season, and getting into that National League.
Relationship with Chris, obviously it's a really exciting partnership with a team that's doing really well, and obviously with Chris with his management of the men's team as well. How difficult do you think that is for him, and as someone who can help him with that, managing that kind of a lot of work on both sides of the team?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Chris for a long time. I played obviously under him as a player, obviously being the captain of the club previously. And then when he asked me to come on board with him, I couldn't sort of say no, to be honest. Learned loads from him. He's an absolutely fantastic coach and manager, a football fanatic, obsessed, as to be fair I am. So we do sit quite well. I think we make quite a good pair because I think he knows I can sort of approach the girls in a different way. You know, at the end of the day, being female, also being an ex-player with a lot of those girls, I sort of know a little bit more how their personalities work, maybe. And also, at the end of the day, like being the female does make a difference. You know, being a male in a very female-dominated environment can be quite difficult at times, let's say, but no one works harder than Chris for the football club, and as you know, for him, he fully deserves every accolade that the club give him, and you know, the girls are so appreciative of the full commitment that he gives, bearing in mind he gives every Saturday and every Sunday to the football club. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Lincoln United will be pleased with the determination in the midfield, obviously a good defensive performance as well, so what were your thoughts on the game?
From start to finish, I thought we dominated most of the game. There was lacks of concentration throughout, which you're always going to get, and they'll have their 5-10 minute spells where they'll come on top of us. But as a team, the midfield, I thought they were very good today. We ratted when we needed to, but then getting the ball forward very quickly, getting it wide, and getting it into the box, that was our game plan all day. And I think we carried it out to the T, to be honest.
Absolutely. And in terms of, obviously, in that second half, getting those 2 goals, and especially the second one to kind of finish off the game, how pleased were you to see that hunger to go for the second goal and to seal off the 3 points?
So at half time, we were talking at changing room, saying it's just so nervy. You've had so many chances, and when they're not going in, not falling to you, it's just like, oh no, one mistake we do and it ends up in a goal and we lose the game. But no, seeing the first goal go in, or seeing the penalty be given and the goal go in, and then to finally get the second, it just relaxes us and we play out a lot more. They have to then come out, so we know we can put it around the back of them and try and get in.
Yeah, and what were your thoughts on the performance? Because, you know, the keeper today, really impressive performance, a big save, especially towards the end.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Their keeper, I thought, had a very good game. I don't think his defence helped him out much, but yeah, their keeper played very well. He had a lot to do first half. Second half, not as much, but then when he needed to be called upon, again he was there. But he's got 2 goals. He just couldn't do much about them.
Absolutely, and going forward, obviously a lot of chances that were created today and some taken. What were your thoughts on that? Do you think going forward that you'll be looking to take more goals and try and get, you know, drive home the advantage when you're on top of possession and things like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one of the things we need to work on, especially in training. We've been working on getting the ball wide, getting it in, and we saw that a lot today. That was the main game plan. But as the chances go, we need to start putting more and more away. Again, as I said earlier, just to relax us a little bit at the back, to relax even the midfield, and just to enjoy the game instead of being uptight until the 60th minute, 70th minute when we score one and then score the second. So
absolutely, that's great. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Hi Michael.
Hello.
It's Roberto from Siren.
Hello.
My first question really is, as you said, making that step, it's your first real job in outright first team management. So do you feel there's a pressure that comes with that, or are you relishing the opportunity to really kind of, you know, get your imprint on a team as a first team manager?
I think there's pressure in football everywhere. I think it doesn't matter what job you do. When I was in with England 18s, you could argue there was pressure there. When I was at Leeds, there was pressure to develop players. When you went into the first team assistant, there's pressure to win games. And then when you're an interim, you're definitely under pressure. So I think as a coach, we learn to deal with the pressure. So yes, there's pressure, but I actually quite enjoy it in some way. But dealing with that pressure is really important. So hopefully that should be no problem. Yeah.
Absolutely, and you've had a few different clubs you've been at. For instance, assistant manager at Loughborough, which obviously in Leicestershire is not actually that far away from here. So, do you feel that all the clubs you've been at, the kind of mix of experiences, will help you have a full-rounded approach to this role at Lincoln City?
Yeah, so I was director of football at Loughborough Uni, so I ran the football programme there, to be clear. But yeah, I've been an assistant at quite a few different places. I've been a manager at quite a few different places, if you like, or a head coach. I've been in youth football for many years before, so I've done lots of different football coaching behind the scenes. 20 years of graft, really. So hopefully that's going to come with the experiences of Leeds as well to support players.
Absolutely. And then finally, just looking ahead to the game against Stevenage, as you mentioned, the tough opposition and a team that, of course, did knock out a Premier League side in Aston Villa last season, the Emirates FA Cup. So do you feel that this is a challenge that you're going to tell the squad to really go for, or do you feel that this is a game you kind of have to tread with caution? Because as you say, you know, there's some good players in that squad.
Yeah, that's a good. I think football's about moments. and I think it's about managing the moments in the game. So I think there's times where we're going to have to go after it, and I think there's other times where we're going to have to be pragmatic and deal with what Stevenage throw at us. So I think the biggest thing I find with a young squad is how they manage moments of the game, and that sometimes will have to look pragmatic, and that's other times where they might have an opportunity to be brave on the ball. But for me, football's all about managing moments at this level.
How would you summarise the start of this season?
Yeah, mix really. I mean, you just got to manage expectations. After such a successful season last season, every season's different, and I think when you achieve what we achieved last year, win the league and the cups, and expectations are always going to be high from the players wanting to do better and fans and alike. So you've got to manage that really. No season's the same. And just because you do well one season doesn't actually mean you're going to go on and finish right at the top or be as successful. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that go on for that. And adding players to the squad and losing players and bringing the harmony of this squad back together. There's a lot. So it was managing expectations. We thought we'd do better at first, but it's took a long time to settle in with new players and the way we're playing and things. So it's just coming back round full circle to sort of being the Lincoln City identity that we want in the past couple of games, that we wanted all season. And it's slowly but surely coming back the first half of the season, which is really good to see.
Do you feel that now you're in a rhythm and you're back to where you want to be in terms of momentum and you feel more like yourselves?
It's felt that way in the last two games, yes. I mean, Leafield was a tough game. All season long, we've been there or thereabouts. There's been a couple of blips, but every game's been a tight game. And we've just felt like we haven't played for a full 90 as we should do. And when you don't play for a full 90 and you only play for 65 or 70, 75 minutes, the opposition at this level can score. And there's been some close games, whereas last season they may have gone our way. This year, so far, they hadn't done it up until recently. So Leafield, we go there. It's a difficult place. We'd have been happy with a point away to Leafield. Anyone knows that Leafield, good club, well organised, very competitive, will compete for all 90 minutes. And it was difficult conditions on the day on the pitch. So very happy with the way, the character that we showed as a team in that game. And then that just continued into the Long Eaton game. And hopefully it will keep going from now till Christmas to give us a bit of a springboard in the new year.